I predicted the 2025 NCAA volleyball bracket, the entire 64-team field, the most difficult thing I do all year. I do my best to follow the committee selection criteria and bracketing principles, took their top 16 reveal for reference, and then seeded with a little guess as to how the rest of the season will play out. I seed the top 32 teams across 8 seed lines, and the 4 8 seeds must go to one of the 4 1 seeds. The 4 7 seeds must go to one of the 4 2 seeds, so on, so forth. And then after that, I always have to follow travel rules when possible, meaning if a school can drive to another within 400 miles, it must happen before creating a flight. So here's my bracket. My top 4 seeds overall, the 1 seeds, are Nebraska, Texas, Pitt, and Kentucky. Again, with a guess as to how the rest of the season will shake out. Even with Texas and Kentucky having to play each other 1 or 2 more times, I still think these are the best 4 teams in the country. SMU, Arizona State, Louisville, and Stanford are my 2 seeds. Stanford is a lot higher than the committee had them in the top 16 reveal, but with the rest of the schedule they have, I think they have the opportunity to rack up some more ranked wins, and hopefully the eye test will come into play with how good I think this team is. SMU and ASU threw most of its tough opponents already this season. Louisville was tough to place because still a decent amount of ranked matchups remaining for them. TCU, Texas A&M, Creighton, and Purdue are the 3 seeds. Wisconsin, Indiana, Miami, and Penn State are the 4 seeds. And the last 4 hosts in the top 16 overall seeds. Those were some of the hardest picks. I know the committee valued Penn State pretty high in the ranking, and they could get some more ranked wins too, so I kept them in for now, but projected that Minnesota would fall out. Tennessee, BYU, Colorado, and USC were my 5 seeds. So the teams just out of hosting. After all of my top 32 teams were matched with one another as the 1 and 2 seeds of each regional in the bracket, the rest of the bracket is broken down into 3 and 4 overall seeds. I then bracketed those out while trying to stick to the curve, but also putting teams in regionals within 400 miles and outside of their conference. And yes, I have a massive chart with the mileage of every school to the host sites made by hand to make sure I am bracketing them properly. I did successfully get a true 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed in every regional in this projection with no conference overlaps. All right, so let's get to the fun part in this hypothetical bracket. Here are some of my favorite early round matchups. Stanford versus UCLA in the 2nd round, Minnesota versus Creighton, UNI, Kentucky would be fun. On the right side of the bracket, Tennessee and Indiana would be a good 2nd round matchup. Texas A&M versus Baylor and Miami USC would be awesome. As we get further into rounds of this bracket projection, Nebraska would have to face Stanford in the quarterfinals given the top seeds advance. An experienced, dominant Husker team versus a young, dangerous Stanford team. Kentucky would have SMU. Texas would have Louisville, which could be an epic battle, and Pitt would have Arizona State, a battle with 2 fantastic right sides in Olivia Babcock and Noemi Glover. Again, given the top seeds advance, Nebraska and Kentucky would rematch from the epic 5-setter earlier this season in the national semifinals, and Texas and Pitt would square off in what would be, in my opinion, the most exciting matchup. I mean, Tori Stafford versus her former team in Pitt, Kari Spears versus Babcock on the right side. Absolute cinema. The great matchup possibilities are endless in this bracket projection. Gets me so excited for the tournament this season. So there you have it, my 2025 college volleyball projection in October. Let me know what you think of this bracket projection in the comments.